But it was just, it was that day was unbelievable, and it will stay with me for like the rest of my life.
But do you think that kind of opened the door a little bit to get a bit more game time and stuff?
There is a lot of politics in it. I got told by the guy that sent me there that I need to score or I need to assist.
Hello everyone and welcome to episode 3 of the second season of the Blues News podcast. On today's episode we have a very special guest, someone you all know, Terrell Egbri, ex-Southend player. How are you, Terrell?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Brilliant, yeah, really well. I was just saying to Terrell before we started, a little bit confusing today. This is technically the second one I've filmed. I'm filming one directly after this one, but this will be the third one that goes out. So I nearly said episode 2 then, but it is the third episode that you'll see. Just a warning to fans who haven't watched one of these before. The way that we kind of structure these podcasts is we're going to talk not just about Terrell's time at Southend. We're going to talk about his whole career, literally from the moment he could kick a ball to now. There's a lot to get through. We're going to try our absolute best to talk about as much as we can. If we start first things first then, Terrell, literally the first moment you could kick a ball, your childhood and upbringing, if you want to just tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I grew up in South London, Brixton. Started playing football by age of 4. Just playing like Sunday league football with a team called 𝗘𝗚𝗕𝗥𝗥𝗘𝗟𝗟, which is based in South London. And then, kind of growing through my career, I went on trial to a lot of different clubs, which includes like the Chelseas, Fulhams, Tottenhams, West Ham, basically every team you could think of in the Premier League. I got my chance at Chelsea probably when I was about 9 or 10. I was on trial there for 6 weeks, which is like a normal trial period. And then after the 6 weeks, I got told I've got extended 2 weeks. So when you kind of get an extended 2 weeks, you kind of think to yourself, I've got a chance.
Yeah.
Done them extra 2 weeks, and the head of the academy then proceeded to tell my mum, we're not going to sign Terrell, he's too small.
Yep.
Yeah, which is, as a kid, obviously at 8 or 9, you don't like, how can you get told you're too small? It's crazy.
Yeah.
But I was smaller to all the other players, to be fair. But
yeah, at that age, I suppose, you wouldn't really think about height at that age.
Yeah, I was very small, skinny. But I think I'd say I was very technically good, because I used to just be training every day. My mum would take me to so many training sessions all around London, because I enjoyed the game. So after Chelsea, I got sent by the head of academy to QPR. Went to QPR for a bit, and I was at QPR for a while and just trialing. And then because I kind of got that flashback of, I'm too small, it kind of just set me down, and I was just thinking, like, am I actually going to make it in this game, or am I not going to make it in this game?
Yeah.
So just for fun, I went back to my Sunday league team, just played with them for a bit, enjoying my time, was winning trophies. Like, we had a very good side. We had like some of the best players in South London at that time, all into one team.
Wow.
Doing very well. And then I went to go train with like a showcase team where they play against all like academy teams, called Mass Elite. Most of the boys from Southend got signed by that team. So as I signed for them, the manager was called Lorenzo, and he used to take us to like West Brom, Swindon, every team you can imagine. And we had a game against QPR, and that was the team I was on trial at when I was younger.
Yeah.
I was about 13 at this age. And trialing again, and I said, hopefully this can work out this time. This is my second time trialing. Hopefully we can build on from here. And trialing, and then I think after the third week of trialing, Lorenzo said to me, we've got a game against Southend. And at this point, I've never heard of Southend in my life.
Yeah.
So I was kind of thinking, like, where is Southend? Like, I'm thinking like it's probably like near Manchester or near somewhere up there. I go to the game and I played a match against Southend, and I think we won about 5-2 against their under-14s, under-15s at the time. I was still on trial at QPR at this time, but I just wanted to get a taste of like a different team and see how they are and see if like their route through from youth to first team is better than the QPR system.
Yeah.
So after that game, we had a boy called 𝗘𝗚𝗕𝗥𝗥𝗘𝗟𝗟, who was at Southend with me. He got automatically signed after that game. Like, he scored a hat-trick against Southend. The academy manager at that time, Ricky Duncan, said he was an unbelievable player. He got signed straight away. And then I think there was about 5 of us that could come into train with Southend.
Oh, wow.
But the guy at the time didn't tell us because he didn't want us to be too big-headed in front of the others. He would tell us in his own time. So after one of my sessions, after the game with QPR, after the trials, Lorenzo, the manager, calls me and says, Southend are interested in you. They want you to go down there, train for a bit, see how you are. I said, that's no problem. Went down to go train with Southend. And then when I went down to train with Southend, QPR gave my mum a call to say, we're interested in signing Terrell.
Wow.
Which was a big surprise.
Yeah.
But as I was training with Southend, I just felt that like the love of the game more. I enjoyed it there more. And because I knew some of the boys that played in that game that are now signed with Southend, I felt more comfortable because I got to like play with them. And being with QPR, I didn't really know anyone. So I signed for Southend when I was about under 14s, under 15s. From there I had an amazing time. We went on tour to so many different places like Holland. When we was at Holland, we won like the Holland Cup out there. Yeah, I enjoyed my time so much from like under 14s all the way to the first team. So yeah, building up from under 14s. Obviously, I was still going to school, and because we live so far as well from Southend, I had to leave school. So normally school started from like 8 o'clock till I'm finished around like 4 o'clock. So we had like a long day at school. I would have to start school at 8 and finish at about 2. Every Tuesday I would leave early. Wednesday sometimes I wouldn't go in because it was like day release.
Yeah.
So you could come in and like train from like the morning till to the afternoon like a first team player. And then Thursday I'll leave early as well. So I was barely in school for some weeks. Like I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it.
I can imagine, definitely.
Yeah.
I think I'd love that as well.
But I would say that the journey was a lot because obviously like leaving school at that time, at that age as well, you're still having to travel by yourself quite a long way. Like I'm having
I imagine that's quite a scary thing, is it?
Yeah, like I'm having to travel all the way from Dulwich, where my school was, to Liverpool Street, getting the train from Liverpool Street to Southend, then training, then after training, walking back to the station, getting the train back to Liverpool Street, and then getting another train back to Brixton. It was crazy, and I was getting back home at like about 15 years old. I was getting back home at like 11 o'clock. But I had no problem with that. As long as I was enjoying my football, that's all that mattered.
Yeah.
That's that mattered. So was loving it. Day release, I was loving it. Seeing like all the boys train. At that time, you had like Anthony Wordsworth, Michael Timlin. You had Niall Ranger, Simon Cox. You had all like the big names. And like obviously seeing them train, it was like I want to be in your position one day, which is great. So playing. Got to under 16s, and this was the time for like scholars and schoolboy contracts. And I think because about 3 of the players got their scholarships early, I was a bit doubtful at the time.
Yep.
But everyone gets their contracts at like a different stage. So I think I got mine around. So most of the boys, 3 of the boys got theirs around like pre-season time, which was like July, and then I got off my contract around like September, October. So I was like 4th.
Yep.
And like in the scholarship program in your year, there's only probably about like 6 to 7 people that get given it. So yeah, I got given that contract, and yeah, it was a big relief because I just knew I got 2 years to improve myself, to try and get into the first team or to try and get a move somewhere.
Yeah.
In my first year of playing football, it was hard because obviously you've got like the first years, which was where I was at, where I was at, and then you had the second years, but the second years kind of get more priority of playing because they need to showcase themselves more. And it was just for us to just kind of like watch the second years develop in training as well, because we've got 2 years to kind of like grow.
Yeah.
First year wasn't really playing. We had an FA Youth Cup. Didn't really get that far. I think we played like MK Dons in the first round or second round. We lost, but I can't complain. I was enjoying my time. I was having fun. You had like such a good group around you. You had like Drew Yearwood, you had Sawa, Maria, you had Zach. You had so many players that were like physically and capably good of playing in the first team. Like you've seen Drew now. Drew's gone to play.
Yeah, I think he's in America, is he?
Yeah,
At least he was. I think he's come back to the UK recently.
So he's come back and he's playing for Rotterdam or something. Yeah, he's come back and he's playing here. And I speak to him all the time. Like, it's good to still keep in contact with like players that you've played with.
Yeah, I was going to ask that actually. Do you keep in contact with quite a few of the Southend players still?
Yeah, so yeah, I keep in contact with so many. Obviously, I'll tell you about Maldon in a minute, but I've still keep in contact with Anthony Wordsworth. He currently plays for Maldon.
Yep.
Drew Yearwood, Charlie Kelman, Matt Rush. Like,
I think when we spoke, because we first spoke, people off the podcast won't know this, but I think we first spoke September last year, so we've been talking about this for about a year. And I think you said something about meeting up with Colin, if I remember right.
Yeah. I mean, I with Colin quite a lot. He's one of my closest friends, I would say.
Oh,
like
cool.
we had a even though it was a very tough time last 2 years of my contract, we like obviously we used to stay in digs. It was so I stay in digs, but Colin used to live close to Southend, so he would just be on like if I wanted to go and get some food, he would be on that. If I wanted to go and play some golf or go to the beach in the summertime, he would just be around to just like just be with me. To be fair, and he's just just such a good friend.
It's been a good start to him for the season as well. Yeah. He's kept 3 clean sheets in a row, I believe. So
yeah. Because to be fair, he was when I was there, he was in and out, and obviously it was kind of tough for him. But he really wanted to showcase that he was like a #1 keeper, and he would work so hard, like relentlessly, on and off the pitch to make sure like he is where he is now.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So credit to him. He's a top guy, and I wish we for him. Yeah. So yeah, getting into my second year, this was like the point where I thought like, yeah, I can kick on here. It's like seeing like what happened in my first year. I said, yeah, I can take some things from my first year and kind of build on to my second year.
Yeah.
Playing in my second year was great. Winning games. I think this was probably the best squad I've played with at Southend. Yeah, Charlie Kelman, Matt Rush, John Benton. We won our first FA Youth Cup game against Leyton Orient. I think that was like probably the highlight of my second year. I think we was losing, and then we came back to win 5-4. I even managed to score in that game as well. So yeah, it was a big highlight for me. And then we done well in the FA Youth Cup. Managed to win the Merit League 2. So that's the league we was playing in that year with Dave Huzzy, which was unbelievable. And then I got offered basically like a extra year onto my scholarship.
Okay.
And this extra year was a year for me to kind of like basically go out on loan and just test to see if I was like ready for like men's football.
Yeah. Was that the one to Harlow in 2019?
Yeah.
Was that it?
Yeah.
Yep.
So it was crazy because most of the boys got told to go out on loan to Harlow, one or two of the boys, and because they thought it was just, like such a low level, they said no.
Yeah.
And I kind of thought about it as like I need game time, and I'd love to see what the level is playing at such a young age in like non-league football.
Yep.
So I was one of the first ones to go out to Harlow with Miles Mitchell-Nelson and Matt Rush. And yeah, first game started and I got like 4 assists, and I just literally said like, this is gonna be a unbelievable season.
Yeah.
Listen, everyone at Harlow was so welcoming. The manager Danny Chapman was unbelievable. But even like just getting that experience from like a men's senior football side. Obviously,
Yep.
not everyone in that team wants to be a professional footballer. Like everyone's got work, which I thought was crazy. Really, like going into a non-league environment, people are starting work early, finishing late, and still training the
Yes,
afternoon.
amazing, isn't it? Yeah.
Like when I was younger, we used to play against like all these non-league sides. I used to think like they're terrible. Like, but credit to them, like it takes so much hard work and dedication to actually get up in the morning and have work, have training, and still do it for however long.
Yeah.
So yeah, done well at Harlow, playing consistently, and then I managed to get my debut in the I think it was like Papa John's at Carabao Cup.
Against Brighton under 21s, I think it was.
Yeah, Brighton under 21s. And when I say that was like it was so unexpected. I was training with Harlow on the Thursday night, and I think on that same Thursday night I got told I'll be playing against Brighton under 21s, making my debut. And I kind of thought to myself as like, this is a big step up here. Like I've kind of worked hard and I've kind of showcased myself throughout the 2 years of my scholarship, but more going out alone as a young player and kind of finding myself. Yeah. Played in Brighton, played in the game against Brighton under 21s. Played like the last 25 minutes. And yeah, had a chance, nearly scored. Hit the post from outside the box. But it was just, yeah, it was that day was unbelievable, and it will stay with me for like the rest of my life. The fans were literally coming up to me saying, "Oh my God, you're such a good player. You're a great player." And I didn't know that my mum got some of my friends come down to the game. So after the game, I'm like going to see my mum in the stands, and I'm seeing my agent. I'm seeing so many of my friends, and it's just like, wow, like this is unbelievable. Like as I was like 18, 19-year-old kid, I'm just like, wow, this is crazy.
Yeah.
This is mental.
Do you think when you get people like recognising you and saying about how well you play, do you think it changes the whole dynamic of it? Do you think it adds a bit more pressure as well to you?
Yeah, it does. It does, because it makes you want to play more. Like it makes you want to play more, and it makes you want to play better.
Yeah.
Of course, every single time I step up to the pitch, I want to be better than how I was the game before. I think at that age, I was just so happy, and I just wanted to play as much games as I could. Shortly after that, the manager told me I was great, but he wants me to get more experience going back out to Harlow. So I went back to Harlow, and yeah, just even like some of the Harlow fans just saying, "Oh my God, like you've played in the game, you've played with Southend, you're back here. Like we're so happy to see you back." It was amazing. I think the game after I made my debut, I even managed to score 2 against think it was Welling Garden City for Harlow. So I kind of knew like I was getting better. I was getting better. So yeah, it was a great feeling. Played from December to about I think end of February with Harlow.
You played about over 20 league games, which at that age is a lot for men's football as well. I'm not sure how reliable those stats are, but I know it was around that figure.
Yeah. So yeah, played until like Feb. Then I managed to get my League One debut against Portsmouth, and that was with Sol Campbell. Yeah, it was. Them times were very tough. It was going through a transfer embargo, and so fans weren't happy. They wanted to play, so they wanted the players to play for the fans, and I can understand that. Like when I play, I always love to excite the fans and get the fans up.
Yeah.
Obviously, I want not them to come watch me, but I want them to when they do come watch me, I want them to be excited and buzzing to know that I'm on the pitch. Sadly, we lost. I think it was 4-0 against Peterborough. Lost 4-0. But yeah, it was a big shock to me again because obviously Ivan Toney at that time was not like where he is now, and obviously I'm thinking like, who's this big tall guy?
Yeah.
Like unbelievable player. Sam Snožniks, he's playing like in the Championship now.
Yeah, for Ipswich.
Yeah, like you're playing against all these players, and obviously you kind of just like as you're playing, you're kind of just learning to see what they kind of do to implement it in your game. Was unbelievable. Even though we lost, it was just like a good experience. Like I don't see games as losses. I see them as like lessons.
Yeah,
we kind of like build on.
It's the best way to look at it, I suppose. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, played about 5 games in League One. The last game was against Bristol Rovers, and yeah, I don't think we kind of knew that it would be like the last game of that season because that was just for COVID.
Yeah, that's something I was actually going to ask you about that. If we talk about that quickly, about COVID, because it seemed that just as you were breaking into the team and getting minutes with the club, COVID hit. So how much of an impact do you think that had on you?
I think it had a massive impact. Let's see, that game before COVID, I scored my first league goal. And I really thought after that game, yeah, this is a kick step for me to kind of just build on. Even though we was in a relegation battle, I just wanted to improve, and I just wanted to kind of get more league games under my belt so I could just like be more experienced in the league. I would say it affects me massively because after that we didn't play a game until like August. Yeah, throughout COVID, it was literally like no one's allowed on the training grounds. Me leaving digs, obviously, because I still staying in digs, an apartment in Southend, with stayed with about 4 families. Throughout my time at Southend, unbelievable. They were so nice, so welcoming. And yeah, had to come home back to London, and it was literally like you have to be running every day. Obviously, we still had our group chat. It's like running every day, training by yourself, but it's not the same as like training at the ground.
No.
Obviously, training at the ground and getting pushed every day to do more. But like when you're training by yourself, you're trying to push, but having that extra someone there or your extra like that team there to push you would be even more better, like much better. Yeah, so training by myself for about a good, say, 3 months. And then also we got told we got relegated into League Two. We had a change of manager as well, which wasn't ideal, but I think it was something the club had to go through. Then pre-season came, and it was kind of like we had to train in individual groups, and it was crazy because it was like I think 5 players to train at one time, the other 5 to train at the other time, and it was. I think that's a memory that was like stay with me forever throughout COVID. Obviously, it's a time that you won't ever see. Like it's not often. Like not a lot of people have seen COVID in their life. Do you know what I mean? So it was an experience, but I thought to myself, obviously I got a contract in that pre-season. I got an extra year contract added onto my contract. So it was a time for me to kind of like say, right, I've scored my last goal in League One. Now it's time to really like take off.
Yeah.
But we was kind of still going for a transfer on Bargo, so it was hard for the club to kind of sign players. So we got off to, I wouldn't say we got off to the greatest start. We got off to a rocky start. We was losing games. We had a lot of young players with us. The fans were angry, as I can imagine, because obviously they want to see their team doing well.
Of course, yeah.
But I could say that all of us young players we were trying so hard to kind of like gain that experience, but trying to win at the same time. You have like Tom Clifford, you had like Harry Phillips, you had me, you had like Charlie Kelman, Isaac Hutchinson, and don't get me wrong, you had like a good squad. They were such like off the pitch, such a good squad. On the pitch, such a good squad as well, but I just don't think anything was clicking for us at that time. Playing through League Two, just sitting at the bottom of the table, it wasn't a great look. And then Phil Brown came, and Phil Brown was a manager when I was probably like under 16s. So our relationship when I was under 16s was so tight because he used to bring me up to train with like the first team quite a lot, and he just knew me for that person, just being positive around the training ground, smiling all the time, being so like well respected, well mannered. So our relationship was quite strong. So when he came back in, it was a relief to see him back in. To be fair, he kind of saw me as his son, but at the same time, when I didn't play well or when I wasn't training well, he would give me that little, like, Terrell, come on now, you need to switch on.
Yeah.
Which was good. Like, that's what I love in the manager. Like, to off the pitch to be so welcoming and so nice, and to even like help me improve. But off the pitch, if I'm like, on the pitch and off the pitch, if I'm not doing well or you can see I'm slacking, like push me more. Like, tell me like even if I'm on the bench, he would tell me like, look, this player's in front of you. You've got to kick on now. You've got to work even harder to get back into the team. Playing throughout League Two, and in a training session, I pull my hamstring, and I get a grade 3 hamstring tear, which was my first ever injury. It was crazy. So I was out for about 2.5 months, 3 months.
Wow.
To the point where like when the injury happened, I couldn't actually like put my like shoe on. I couldn't drive properly. I was getting scans almost like every week. Getting treatment every day, coming in on the boys' day off just to get treatment and do my strength and conditioning work, which I appreciate, like the strength and conditioning stuff for. Like you had Steph, you had Matt at the time, literally like they were trying to get me back. Not quickly, but they were trying to get me back in a time frame which was good for both of us. Yeah, was out for about 3 months, watching the boys train from a little cabin at Boots and Laces. Wasn't the best. obviously I had like the Diggs family, Rick and Zena and Hardy. They were the people that I lived with, made me food, just made me feel so welcome at the time. Even when I was going through my injury, like take me out to dinner. Um, and it was tough. It was very tough
Yeah,
watching.
I imagine an injury is tough in any stage of your career, but particularly at the start when you're trying to, as you say, push on and try and
Yeah,
develop. Was it quite hard mentally to deal with that?
yeah, mentally watching the boys play. Um, yeah, watching the boys train, watching the boys have fun. Obviously, you want the boys to have fun, but like you want to have fun too.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
the games at Roots Hall, kind of just sit inside the box and you're just watching the boys train. The fans saying, "Oh, Terrell, you can't wait for you to be back." It was nice, but at the same time, it's just like I'm not gonna be back for a while, and it's just like daunting and sad. I was just so into the game and just wanted to be around the boys so much. Like even the away games, we had Notts County, either Notts County or Chesterfield, and sometimes they'll tell you like they'll tell the injured boys, "Oh, like stay at home, don't worry." But I just wanted to be around the boys so much that I'd travel to them games, go on the coaches, and I would just want to sit there and just watch the boys play. I just
yeah,
wanted to be around, like even if I'm injured, which was hard, but I loved it at the same time. Slowly started to come back, and Phil Brown pulled me into the office and said, "How am I feeling?" Because he wanted me back. He wanted me back, and he just said to me
yeah,
like, "Look, like I'm like a very hard worker. I just love to run, love to get about." Um, and at that time, I didn't feel like it was really ready for me. I think I was like, it was 2 weeks before I actually like made my return, and he asked me if I wanted to like. I think we had a couple injuries at that time, um, and he just said to me like, "I really need you back. Are you able to play in this game?" Um, I didn't think I was ready, so I told him, "I'm not really ready." I mean, I'll do like the warm up and everything with the team, but I don't want the hamstring tear to happen again.
yeah,
So he understood that, um, which was good. And then 2 weeks after that, I made my return, and I think that return was against Walsall, or probably it was against Walsall away. Um, we managed to win our first game, yeah, in a while. Emil Aqua scoring. He was in the youth team with me. He's also doing so well now.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah, we won our first game, and obviously not winning for a while, and then getting our first win, even though it was our first win in a long period. The boys were so happy with it. Like we were so like we thought like, as I always say, like we can kick on now. Like we can actually gain some points. But I think we did have like a deduction at the start of the season, or like throughout. I don't know if it was that season or season after, but we did have a minus in the points.
Mm.
So it was tough to kind of like climb back, but all the boys are just taking the game by game and just trying to get a result out of it. Um, and yeah, I think we went for a change of manager again to going into National League.
Yep.
Yeah, got relegated again back to back, which isn't ideal when it's in National League. And I think that's when Kevin Mayer got approved
Mm.
as manager. Um, Training throughout pre-season again, and I think the boys looked like they were like getting themselves together. Obviously, had a couple new signings, but
Yeah.
the squad did look like it had a chance to like start to gain momentum to go back into the league.
Mm.
Um,
Do you think, sorry, Terrell, do you
yeah,
think, like when we got relegated back to back, obviously a really hard time for the club and yourself, but do you think that kind of opened the door a little bit to get a bit more game time and stuff? Because as you said, with the transfer embargo, and I believe
yeah,
one of the seasons you played about 30 games in the league
Yeah.
at quite a young age. So do you think it gave you an opportunity to get a bit more experience than maybe you would have if we were in a higher league?
Yeah, I think it did give me a lot of experience, a lot of mental toughness as well. And obviously, no one wants to get relegated back to back, but it's just like we're in the National League now, and you kind of see it as, okay, some of us boys have been playing in League One, League Two.
Yeah.
We don't have the edge over some National League teams, but we kind of have like a more experience of playing in the higher leagues.
Yeah.
So like, let's kind of build it on now, and let's kind of like get together and kind of like take the league game by game and start building up and get back into the league. But unfortunately, it didn't happen for me that way. I think first couple games, one of them was against Dagenham and Redbridge, which was kind of hard because I'm a winger and Kevin Mayer's system was different at that time. He was playing with like wing back, so I was playing as a wing back, and behind me I had like Rob Howard, who wasn't a right centre back, but he was playing as a right centre back, but he's actually a right back. So everyone was kind of playing in like different positions, which was quite hard. But when you get told by a manager to play in this position, you're not going to say no. You just want to play.
Yeah.
You want to play, and you just want to have a good time. So throughout my time in National League, it was hard. Shortly after that game against Dagenham and Redbridge, I think we had a week of no game. We had a week of no game. I don't know I think I kind of missed the FA Cup game against Boreham Wood out. I think that was in League Two or whatever. But no one does. Not really. Not a lot of people know this side to the story. But I've come in on a Monday morning shortly after I've made my way from Southend because I used to go back home sometimes to see my family.
Yeah.
And I've gone into the training ground, and I didn't know they've made this new signing, but as I walked into the kit room to go get my kit, I was number 11 at the time. So going into the kit room, I've seen Powell, number 11, just hanging up.
Wow.
Outside the kit room, and I was kind of thinking like, is this a joke or like what's happening? Like, so I walked into the kit room, and Lukey, who was the kit man at that time, I'm sure everyone's familiar with Lukey.
Yeah, absolutely.
Lukey, he was like a best friend in that training ground. Everyone knew Lukey, and he was just like so polite.
Everyone speaks very highly of him.
Lukey was an unbelievable guy. Like, I even still speak to Lukey now, and he's doing so well for himself, and he fully deserves it.
Yeah. I think he's at Liverpool Ladies now.
He was. Yeah. So Lukey kind of pulled me into one of his offices inside the kit room and kind of said to me like, Terrell, I didn't know how this was going to happen. I'd rather like the management team speak to you than me come like from it. I'd rather it coming from like the higher up instead of it coming from me, because I don't really know. I just get told to do this. He literally apologized, and I was just literally like, why is he apologizing? Like, it shouldn't be an apology from him. But I've gone upstairs to speak to the manager and Kevin May, and he's told me that basically I'm no longer a first team player.
Wow.
Which was sad and unexpected. Like, no one wants to go through something like that. You'd rather get told like beforehand, or like, we want to send you out on loan or whatever. Like, we're gonna change your number, or give someone else your number, or someone else is coming in to take your position. But like, just going into the training ground and just seeing like a person's name, and fair play to him. It was not like the player's fault. Obviously, he's coming in. He wants to play. He wants to. You know what I mean? So it's not the player's fault. Obviously, I wish him all the best. Like, he done well at his time at the club, to be fair. But I think now he's moved on. But yeah, they kind of just told me like, we don't think you're going to be good enough for our side this season. And I think at that time I still had, I think, a couple months left. I think I had about 7, 8 months left. And obviously after that, it was just like a downhill spiral for me. Obviously staying at Diggs, not wanting to leave Diggs, not wanting to go. Obviously, I was still training with the first team here and there. It was it was a real kick up the backside. And yeah, I was training with the first team here and there, and obviously Lukey would give me like kit to go and training. And it was like I'm training like the old season kit, and everyone's training like the new season kit. So I'm feeling like, what have I actually done here? Do you know what I mean? Like, I've literally just tried to play my football to as best as I can. Obviously, in football, you're gonna have like games where you're up and down. Sometimes you want to play consistently throughout like your time at the club, but sometimes you could get the game where you might not play well. Sometimes you could get the game where like you play unbelievable. Yeah, training. And then there was a game where I wasn't on the bench and I was just in the squad. And I think the team lost. The team lost, and I felt like I needed to go into the manager's office to just like express how I feel.
Yeah.
So at that time, I went into Kevin Mayer's office, and I literally just said to him, "If I'm not gonna play, could I go on loan? Could I I just want to be playing, even if that's a go on loan, get game time, and if I do well, come back to your side. I'll be happy with doing that. As long as I'm playing, no matter where it is, I just want to be playing and be happy. Because at that time, I'd say I was down in the dumps, like not wanting to go out and train. But my mum's calling me saying to her like, please just go out and train, or like Zena said, like just Zena, my digs lady, just saying, I told her like, I think you should go out and train today. Like it'll be beneficial for you. Or like it wouldn't have anything against you if you don't go out and train. So yeah, it was hard. Obviously coming when I did tell Kevin Mayer that I wanted to go on loan, the answer was a straight no. And kind of asked why. And let's just say like there was a big row about it. Where I just felt like I just wanted to express my feelings, and I just wanted to play football. Like training is one thing, but like actually playing games, it improves you so much as a player, and it kind of makes you more consistent than to just be sitting on the bench just doing nothing. But at that time, I wasn't sitting on the bench, so I wanted to get out and just get some games.
Why do you think Kev said no? Do you think it was a squad depth thing, or what was the reason?
I think it was more like he liked the older, experienced players at that time, because obviously it was going like we did have a lot of young players. But like, to be fair, like every manager wants something different. He wanted a more experienced squad. And I feel like as a winger, to myself as well, as a winger, but I was playing fullback at that time. Wingback. You're meant to be getting like your stats, so your goals and assists and all of that. And I don't think it was kind of hard for me because obviously playing as a wingback in a league or national league is tough because no league is easy. Like you're playing against some of these players that have played wingback for like the whole like their whole life, or been playing in a position for the rest of like for the rest of the season, or they're structured to how they play. So like going in as a wing back is like, all right, I've got to attack, but I've also got to like defend so much as if I'm a fullback. So it was kind of about me kind of providing as well, but because I'll say I was quite young, I don't think I had the knowledge of the role that I was playing. Which on my side, I thought like growing up, I kind of knew like if I had improved that side to it, I probably had a little bit of a chance. So yeah,
Did you find National League to be a bit more physical than League Two or League One? Or because I find when I speak to people who have played in both, they tend to say that National League is a bit more physical.
Yeah, National League, I would say, is like people think the step down is like it's easier than like League One, League Two.
Yeah,
Honestly, say National League is very tough.
yeah,
Very, very, very. Like you've got some teams in there at the time when I was there, Notts County, Chesterfield, that could play, could play in like the
well,
league.
we've seen what Wrexham have done because I thought
Yeah,
Wrexham were in that were in the league when you came down.
yeah,
I think they just had the takeover. I think
yeah,
quite recently, anyway.
yeah,
And yeah, now they're in the championship, so it shows you what teams in that because I find teams always find it easier to go up to League Two rather than down to National League. Quite
yeah,
often when teams come down to National League, they do struggle for a bit.
yeah,
Yeah, quite often they don't go straight back down, but
yeah,
they kind of teeter around just above the relegation zone. You find quite a lot of the time for a lot of the season, and
yeah,
I know that was quite similar with Southend. It's difficult. Obviously, it's different for us because we had all sorts going on behind the scenes, but it weren't quite as simple as coming down and going straight back up. And I don't
no,
think it is for any teams, especially not with only two going up.
yeah. No, it was very difficult, very difficult. Obviously, back to back. You never, like I said, you never want it. You would never wish it on anyone. But yeah, you had like some teams in that league that were literally just like footballing wise, a joke. Like
Yeah,
just like passing teams off pitches. Like it was crazy.
yeah,
Um, and then yeah, shortly after that, I think at that so in League Two, Ricky Holmes was at Southend, under Phil Brown, and
yeah,
I saw him as a big like a big character, like a big name, because my little brother, when he was younger, he used to play for Charlton. So we used to go to all the Charlton games, and I used to watch Ricky Holmes play week in, week out. And actually playing with him, like at Southend in League Two, you kind of go, oh my God, like I was watching you when I was younger.
yeah,
So, yeah, so I stayed in contact with Ricky Holmes when he at his time at Southend. And when he saw that I wasn't playing, he I think he gave Kevin Mayer a call. And literally asked Kevin Mayer if I can get loaned out to Farnborough.
yeah,
Farnborough, yeah. So Farnborough, as you can imagine, was a long way away.
yeah,
Farnborough's like near Guildford, so it's like I'm traveling literally around
yeah.
the whole of the UK. But obviously, I would do anything for football. Do you know what I mean? Like that's the sport I love. Yeah.
Well,
So
we're going to talk a bit later about some more travelling that you did, maybe a bit further away.
yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, your time at Farnborough then.
Yeah. So my time at Farnborough was it was good. Obviously, they were in much of a higher league than Harlow.
Yeah.
And obviously you had Spencer, who's the manager at Harlow. Was the manager at Harlow? I think he still is now. We had Ricky Holmes, who was kind of like my mentor, and he was also in the same position as me. So I got to learn, even though I was about 21, 22 at that age. Even like learning off him, it was just unbelievable because this guy's played in the championship. Do you know what I mean? He's been with Sheffield United, and he's done well. He's had a very good career.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't say I was playing week in, week out, but I'll get my time to play.
Yeah.
Managed to win the Hampshire Cup, where I played very well. I managed to get playoffs and get promoted to the league above. And yeah, I kind of thought like, all right, this is a point where I can my journey can literally pick up again, because obviously going through all that hardship.
Yeah.
My journey can pick up again, and a week after we won the playoffs, Kev brought me into his office, and he just said to me, we don't think it's gonna be beneficial for you to stay at the club. We're gonna have to let you go. He said like the guys at Farnborough said I was unbelievable. and whatever. But they had their own plans at the time, so I completely understand that you're gonna get there in football where the manager doesn't think you're good enough. Like I had about five or six managers throughout Southend, and I'd say the majority of them loved like my personality, loved my work rate on and off the pitch. Just me around the club, me like towards the fans. But you're not gonna always have it your way. Um, yeah, so I got released. Well, not only did I get released. Most of the youth boys got released for like more experienced players, and in football, some are gonna elevate and some are gonna fall off. It's sad because obviously most of the good players that I did play with, they're not playing football no more.
Wow.
And that's just because they thought that they wasn't good enough. But they actually was good enough, but football's all about like a mentality thing. I saw it in a way as like rejection. Rejection is like God's redirection. So I'm a big believer in Christ. So like, if something's not worked out, I feel like there's another pathway for you.
Yeah.
So shortly after Farnborough gave me a call that same week that I got released and said if I wanted to go back up to Farnborough, kind of like play. But at that time I was living up in Braintree. So Bishop Stortford came in for me as well. And I thought like Bishop Stortford was closer. And obviously in the non-league football, obviously going from full-time to non-league, you can't just play non-league football. You've got to try and find work as well.
Yeah.
So at that time, I had to try and find work, and I had to kind of like manage work with football at the time.
Yeah.
So everything was quite close. So the work where I was working was quite close, and where I was playing Bishop Stortford was quite close to Braintree. So it was all like about a 30-minute drive in all. Playing throughout pre-season, Bishop Stortford was quite like it was a good club. Fans were amazing. They wanted to get promoted because I think the season before they missed out on playoffs. So they wanted to go straight up this season that I was brought in. The manager, Steve Smith at the time, was very close with Kevin Mayer. So I thought like this is my chance to kind of like, if I can get promotion, I can kind of get back-to-back promotion.
Yeah.
Like I got double like back-to-back relegation. I can kind of get back-to-back promotion, kind of build on. But unfortunately, it didn't happen that way. I think a month or 2 months into the season, like regularly playing. I think it was around mid-table, but the manager wanted us to be like top of the league straight away. Mid-table, and I was at home and I got a call on a Tuesday. No, on a Monday, because obviously they put the squad list up for a Tuesday night game on a Monday, and I didn't see my name there. So I'm thinking like everything's just a big shock to me. So I called the manager. I asked him I say oh it might be a mistake, but my name's not on the list. And he proceeds to tell me that they're bringing in someone else. And at this time, you're not under like a contract or anything, so they can do whatever they want. They can let you go. They just said we're bringing someone else with like a higher caliber, and someone that's on less money than you're on, and we're just bringing him in. And at that time, I was just thinking like, why is this happening to me?
Yeah.
Like I've just got released from Southend, and like 4 months after getting released from Southend, or 4 or 5 months after getting released from Southend, I'm getting released from like a non-league team. Like I'm thinking like I'm gonna excel here. I'm gonna like take off.
Yeah.
So yeah. Got released that night when I was sleeping in my bed, thinking like I was even preparing for the like Tuesday night game, which was crazy. And yeah, so obviously I said thank you to all the fans and everything on Twitter, and they kind of thought like, what's going on? Like, did you want to leave, or like, did you get released? But like all of that information, I'd rather like keep in to like say out to the public, because you don't want to
announce that without deeming a bit. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
So it was crazy. So that Tuesday morning, I was at work, and I got a call from my Harlow manager Danny Chapman, who's been there throughout like when I was 19 to now. And he said to me, "Terrell, we want you back straight away. Like, we loved having you at Harlow. We want you to have your second spell here.
Yeah.
We want you to get promoted with us." They were sitting around like 11th or 10th, around like November time. So it was in a decent position to kind of get playoffs. I went back to Harlow. Yeah, it was unbelievable, playing week in, week out. This was like step 4 at the time. And yeah, playing, scoring. I think I scored the most goals that season than I've scored in my career. And then around December time, we got told on a train on a Thursday night that Harlow will no longer be a club.
Yeah.
So that they will be liquidated, which was crazy. Like, that year for me was just literally just a year of just like, yeah, just like everything was just.
It sounds like with that, because it sounds like when they told you about rejoining Harlow and stuff, just from how you explained it there, it sounds like there was quite a positive attitude at the club. They were looking to get playoffs. So was it like quite a big shock, or did you kind of sense it was coming?
It was quite a big shock, to be fair, because we was playing games, and obviously at the time the pitch wasn't that great. Obviously it was Astro, but you had like a couple like bobbles in the pitch and whatever. So like we'd play against teams, and because we used to we win against teams, and they used to see like how our pitch was, and I think some of the managers kind of knew that obviously Harlow was going in this like downward spiral. So they'd complain to the FA to say like, oh, like Harlow's pitch is terrible. Like, how are you allowing us to play on these pitches? But at the same time, throughout my career playing in non-league, I've played on some pitches where like you're thinking like, how is this even possible for this to even be a pitch?
Yeah,
which is crazy. Like, I played on a pitch last season for Harlow against like, I forgot what the team was called, but there was no grass. It was literally just mud. I'm thinking like, I think it was Hoddesdon FC, and you're thinking like, no, seriously, how is this even possible for this to even be a pitch? But got liquidated, which was the worst. And this is crazy.
Yeah.
This is mental. So shortly after Harlow went to go sign for Maldon Tiptree.
Yep.
And everything kind of has a connection, because after my time at my time at Southend, when I did go to Farnborough, I was meant to go to Welling FC.
Yeah.
And their manager at the time, I don't know if it was, but no, I don't know if it was, but there was a team that was interested in me. I think it must have been Welling. Peter Taylor was at that team. So Peter Taylor, obviously everyone knows him as the manager that gave David Beckham his captaincy, and he's played in the game before. He offered to sign me at Maldon, and it was the same league but the other side to Harlow. So I thought, again, this is quite a drive for me, because this is like near Colchester, and I'm still in Brixton.
Yeah.
I've moved back from Braintree to Brixton. So I've gone to sign for Maldon. Scored in my debut. Playing well, doing well, playing week in, week out, getting my appearances up, getting my goals and assists up. played with them for the next season. Played with them for the next season, and was doing well again. Had some good players, but obviously the connection between Maldon and Colchester is like you get a lot of loan players from Colchester that come to Maldon and play.
Yep.
But it was like we had like an advantage. You know what I mean? Like we had like a lot of like academy players playing against like these senior players for other teams. So I'd say played a full season at Maldon. Well, say a full season. So I probably was at Maldon for like a season and a half. Then around January, I made it my way to Lithuania.
Yeah, that's something that we're going to talk about, because I think that's something that most Southend fans won't know, and also not the only team outside of England that you've actually played for.
Yeah.
If you want to talk about your time in Lithuania.
Yeah, so at the time I had someone that was watching me at Southend, kind of watched me through non-league as well.
Yep.
And he kind of spoke to me about the chances of me playing abroad. Just said, like, go and experience it, go and see how it is, see if it's something for you. And I said, why not? Like, it was full-time football, so that's everything I wanted. Obviously, coming out full-time football, then going into semi-pro, you want to kind of get yourself back into full-time football. So it was quite a shock to me because everything happened within like the space of like a week.
Wow.
I kind of had to tell Maldon, like, look, I want to experience full-time football again. Like, he's been so great to me since leaving Harlow.
Yep.
So I went out there, and it was crazy. Like, minus 10 degrees, playing in snow. I enjoyed my time there. I would say I did enjoy my time there. You had two boys there who were twins who played for the team. Like, unbelievable. They would like pick me up from my apartment. They would take me back to from my apartment back to the training ground. Just hang around with me, just be in the supermarket with me, just to kind of make me feel like welcome in that country. Because it was my first time being alone in the country, so it's kind of like you want someone to kind of be there with you.
Yeah.
Training. Obviously, their pre-season is different. Their pre-season is like around winter time, and then they kind of play their games throughout like the course of the season, where we have like breaks in England. They play, it came to like the contracts and everything, but because like them sort of countries, the way their wages are is like it's not a lot. And obviously, being I think 22 at that age, I had a lot on my hands was trying to provide for my family. Obviously, like having like stuff to pay for. Like if something's not right, you can't force it.
No.
So they kind of said to me, "Oh, like, Terrell, we'd love to have you back, but if the money's not enough, then like we'll look to kind of sign you next year when we like get promoted." So they were all like so relaxed about it. Obviously, they wanted me to sign, but obviously having to provide for my family and provide for my like little brother, little sister, I've had to come back. Went back to Maldon, so I was out there for about a month. When I say I love my time there, it was just such a great experience. Came back to Maldon. Maldon welcomed me back with open arms. They just knew that it was like an experience for me that I had to experience in my career, because not a lot of people get to experience abroad, like going abroad. So went back to Maldon. The boys were asking me, "Oh, how was it? Like, what was it like?" Because they saw a picture. I think it might be on my Twitter, but they saw a picture of me playing, and there's literally you can't see any of the lines. There's literally like snow on the pitch. Yeah,
Quite a different experience.
Yeah, and obviously playing my first game out there again, I scored. So obviously, everyone from Lithuania in that team, they wanted me to stay because they knew I was a good player, and obviously coming from England, like you kind of have that I had that little bit of experience.
Yeah, especially at a League One level as well. I imagine if you told them that you played in the third tier England, that's quite an impressive thing. Yeah.
So I had obviously one of the twins kind of say to me I've heard that you've played in the FA Cup, and obviously they don't really play FA Cups and all that, so they kind of go oh my god, that's one of the biggest cups in the world, and it was just it was so relieving to know that obviously these kind of players appreciate you.
Yeah. Did it make you feel a bit more grateful for what you've achieved in your career and stuff? Knowing that, when you get that kind of clarity and realizing that people in other countries see the FA Cup as such a big cup to play in, and you've played in it. So I imagine that is quite an eye opener.
Yeah, it is. It is a massive eye opener. It just made you feel like you was kind of on top of the world, but you kind of still had to stay humble and still had to just showcase what you have, which I think I did. Then made my way back to Maldon. Played at Maldon for the rest of that season, and then I had another club message me in the Czech Republic. MFK 𝗧𝗘𝗥𝗥𝗘𝗟𝗟, and everything was such a surprise to me again, because obviously the week after finishing my season, I got told that obviously you've got a flight ticket to go to the Czech Republic, and you've literally got 3 games to impress yourself. And if you don't impress yourself, if you don't impress the managers and the director there, then you're heading back to England. So I've made my way there. We had a couple of training sessions inside the Czech Republic. I was staying in a place called 𝗧𝗘𝗥𝗥𝗘𝗟𝗟. It was a small city, probably 3 hours away from Prague. Training, and then we had a tour to Slovakia. First game, played about 30 minutes, done well. Second game, played about 45 minutes, and then the last game, I got told by the guy that sent me there that I need to score or I need to assist. For me to kind of get signed. So we played against this team called DAC, who are based in Slovakia, and they play in the European Conference League. So obviously you're thinking
because it's quite a good level from what I saw when I was researching. I believe the Slavia Prague B team playing that league. So there's some big teams as well for that level. So when I was researching, I was like, wow.
It's crazy. You're playing So we played against that team DAC, and obviously these players have played in the European League. Some of them played in the Champions League a couple years back. So it's wow, I'm playing against some Champions League players here. This is crazy. Obviously you're going into this game thinking you're the underdog. So obviously you're playing second division of the Czech Republic, and they're first division, and they're not only mid table, they're up there. And I come on last 45, and I managed to score 2 goals.
Oh, nice.
Managed to score 2 goals against them and win. We won 5-3, which was after the game, I was literally how has that happened? That's mental. I scored 2 goals against an European Conference side. This is mental. Obviously, we had to travel back to Slovakia, from Slovakia back to Czech Republic that same day to obviously start our season. But on the way back, on the coach, the director's given the guy that took me to Czech Republic a call and said to him, "Would love to sign Terrell. Would love to give Terrell, I think it was a 2-year contract with an option." And that was a big I was smiling, it was a big part to me, because obviously going through all of that, to now like being full time, training every day, and knowing you're going to be playing against some of the reserves that have played in like the Champions League, like some Slavia, Prague, Sparta. It's like wow. So I'll go back home to England. I pack literally everything out of my wardrobe. I put it into my suitcase. Headed back up to the Czech Republic. Obviously said goodbye to my friends because I knew that I probably wouldn't be back in England for a while. Headed up to the Czech Republic, training. And it was at the start, it was brilliant. They told me like you're gonna be playing, like you're gonna get game time, and that's all you want to hear as a player. Like if you work hard for something, you're gonna get it. But let's see, going back in on my first day back, obviously coming back from England, obviously as a signed player, there is a lot of politics in it, and obviously there is a lot of like racism.
Yeah,
that side of it it's not the greatest. I went into the training ground, and the kit man at the time took me through like, so you had like a train, like the change room where you had like all the Czech boys, and then like through that room you had another door which was another changing room, and it was like black players, and it was like tiny, like smaller, and like it wasn't the same as like the main change room.
No, wow, that's mental. Wow.
Yeah, so like I think you had two boys from a Spanish club called Leganés who were on loan at their team. Yeah, like a Nigerian boy, and you had like a couple like French players. I'd say only like the two boys that were on loan from the Spanish side were getting game time here and there, but the other boys were literally just like just put to the side. But for me, I was playing like getting games like every like 15 minutes every game at the end. In the cup games I'd play, we done so well in the cups. So like when I did get my opportunity to play in the cup, in one of the cup games, done so well, got an assist, and the next game I'll be back on the bench, which you're kind of thinking like, what's going on? Like, I want to be starting. And then like throughout the half season I was there, I was only getting like 15 minutes. I didn't know what was going on, and then I played in the cup game, done so well, and the manager spoke to me, and she said to me, like, I've got to give the boys that are playing more of a priority. Like he had this thing where it was just like he loved to stick with the same team.
Yep.
And for a player that was on the bench at that time, that's not what you want to hear. You want to hear kind of like a bit of rotation. Like if something's not like if you're winning, I kind of understand. But if you're like losing some games, you want to kind of see like a little rotation.
Yeah.
Obviously, get given a chance. Like I did get given a chance in the cup games, which I think I done so well in, and we progressed through like a lot of the rounds, even playing like some of the against some like the first division sides. I was just like this ain't working out for me. I still had like a whole year on my contract, and I was kind of literally just like, why is this happening to me all the time? Like I'm trying to play the best. Like I was like inside the gym trying to do the stuff out off the pitch. I was training by myself sometimes on my day off, just trying to like get the 1% more over like all the other players, even just to try and get a little bit of game time. And the coaches and stuff said my time would come. They just said my time would come, but like it never actually came. And then around November time, I had a bit of family problems. So like you have like your parents splitting up. Obviously, yeah, it was rocky. And I felt like I needed to kind of like come back and like kind of take care of the family. So we came to a mutual agreement. So I was out there for about 7 months, 8 months. Come to agreement that it was best for me to just kind of like go back home. And yeah, kind of like start again, because that's what my career's kind of been like. I've had to kind of like start again every time I've been rejected. So like this was a
seems like a lot of setbacks and trying to get back to where you were and things like that. But the good thing is, which we're going to talk about in a minute, it seems like you're in a very good place now at a club where there's a real project. But if you carry on Czech Republic, we're going to talk about that in a minute.
So the Czech Republic, and then came back, and Maldon and 𝗘𝗚𝗕𝗥𝗥𝗘𝗟𝗟 wanted to sign me around January start this year. But at the time they were like mid-table. But again, Harlow, Danny Chapman, the manager of Harlow, he gave me a call and said, "T, we're around, like we're top of the table. We want to get promoted." And obviously, being liquidated, they got set back 2 leagues, so they were playing in step 6. And I literally said, like, obviously I know like Maldon's a higher league, 2 leagues above. But at the same time, Harlow's a team that kind of helped me build my pathway into the first team. So I'd love to help them to get back up into the league.
Of course,
back up into step 5. So went to go sign for Harlow beginning of this year. Unbelievable, winning games, literally winning games. Was battling out with 𝗘𝗚𝗕𝗥𝗥𝗘𝗟𝗟, and yeah, we won the league. We got in the final of one of the cups, but we lost to 𝗘𝗚𝗕𝗥𝗥𝗘𝗟𝗟 in one of the cups. So we could have done a double, but we won the league, which was like the most important thing. And they got promoted, which was like a big relief for me, and a big relief for me for the fans, because they needed it, and for the managers and everyone at the club, because obviously they just went for a tough time. Like obviously seeing like how everything kind of left off the last day I was at Harlow before I went to Maldon 𝗘𝗚𝗕𝗥𝗥𝗘𝗟𝗟𝗟, it was like I just like saw nothing but tears, because obviously Harlow was just like a club that's been around for a very long time. And I don't think they kind of knew that they would get to where they are right now. So obviously, like giving them that kind of like push to kind of go back into the league they was in, and hopefully help them build up, was a big positive for me. So
full circle moment for you. When you left, such a terrible situation of liquidating, something that Southend fans nearly scarily got quite too close to knowing the feeling. And then going back and getting promoted, and obviously much happier times.
Yeah, much happier times. And then I got obviously the manager wanted me to stay at Harlow. Obviously, manager wanted me to stay at Harlow, but he said there was quite a few teams that were interested in me. So one of them was Maldon and 𝗘𝗚𝗕𝗥𝗥𝗘𝗟𝗟𝗟, who did message me back in January. In May time, they kind of put their mark down as like, we want you, Terrell, we want to sign you. And they had a takeover that season that I was at Harlow. By Barry and Scott, who are the chairmans now. Went to like a load of different clubs just to see like what they have to offer, like how their playing style is and everything. And obviously being at Maldon and seeing how it was back then, to going back with my mum for the first time, was like, the transformation was unbelievable. It was a joke. Even like to arriving at the ground and you're seeing like the new sign, you're seeing like the players on the front, and I kind of just thought like, this is amazing. Like what these two have done to the club is unbelievable.
It's funny because as I said earlier, we first got into contact in September of last year. So I was kind of seeing your story at Harlow and Maldon all kind of develop in real time. Obviously rooting for you, and then getting the move to Maldon, and as you say, such a big takeover, and it really seems like there's a proper project there.
Yeah, there is. Even like going into the office, the director's office, and seeing what they want to do for the academy was just a joke. Like a non-league club trying to do this for their players and trying to do this for their fans and just making it a like wholesome community.
Yeah.
It's just like what you want to see. Obviously, like growing up in South London, like obviously Barry and Scott, they've come from like what I've come from kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? So like they've not come from a lot. So them getting to where they are now and trying to help the community is like, it's something I would love to do when I get older as well. So it's kind of like we have like the same mindset.
Yeah. There's some serious players at Maldon as well. Some serious signings. I mean, for anybody who doesn't know, I'll read some out. Freddie Sears. You got players like Tom Eastman, Elliot Justin, who were really competing in Southend's level last year. Now quite a lot of players that you look at and quite shocked that they made they're even playing in that league. But it just shows how good the project is there. But also, even last night, Courtney Senior, another player with, who a lot of fans will kind of know the name. Some seriously, I think Gary Hooper as well. Some serious players.
It's a joke. It's unbelievable. Like even like, see me walking into like before I walked into the change room, you had like my picture up on like where you walk out, and like some of the players that I played with was that obviously are at different clubs, but them like appreciating us players, like putting us up on the wall. That's like that's just like so wholesome and so nice to see. You walk into the change room and you're just seeing like when I say the change room, it's just a joke. Like the change room's like League 2 level change. Like it's unbelievable. And you've got like even like things like the clock, like the island in the middle of in the middle of the table, your own sports where it's got like light shining down, the physio room's just like it's unbelievable, like it's crazy. And then decided to sign for Maldon. And then the first session in obviously just coming in and seeing the players that we had, like you said, like Freddie Sears, Tom Eastman, Elliot Justice. Even like we have two players that I'm very close to, Anisius and Amin Sassi. Amin Sassi plays in the Baller League currently. Very good player. Matthew Yates that I played with when I was at Maldon, he was at Colchester. Like most of the players have played like in the Colchester like kind of setup. But like all of us want that one goal, and that one goal was to get promoted. Like where you play in like teams before, you have like players that are just coming just to play for fun. And you have players that just want to come play for fun. You have players that want to build on their career and kind of play higher up. But obviously, you got these players that are quite older and quite experienced, like the older boys, but they want to help us out as much as themselves out. They want to see us like take off with our career. We're still so young, and they're only trying to help us improve. Like the training sessions that I've been in, it's just like it's a proper standard. It's like it's the standard I see in like in the league level. It's like even the coaching staff, like the sessions that they put out, it's not no average like normal like it's not no normal like semi-pro level. It's like proper. Everything's set up properly. Like even like things like getting your kit washed. You don't. Every club I've been at semi-pro level, you've had to take your kit home, wash it yourself. But them trying to make it feel like it's a professional environment makes it feel so much better. Even like things like leaving your boots at the ground, like you're walking into the training ground and like, everything's there for you. You don't need to bring anything. Even like towels and everything, like it's there for you. And like we've done so well. We've done so well. Obviously in pre-season it was very hard for us. Obviously I was out with a shoulder injury for quite a bit. I don't think we did win the game, but I think we were just trying to gel together as a team first. And then started off the season flying flying. I think we won 5-1 against Redbridge. And that's when obviously Gary Hooper, he popped his Achilles. And yeah, it was, like, when I say it was crazy, obviously this guy's played in the Champions League. He's playing against like Lionel Messi. He's played against he's played in the Camp Nou. Like, it's like just seeing these players is just like unbelievable, and it just makes you kind of just want to work harder.
Yeah.
So get well to Gary Hooper. But I got my chance when Gary Hooper was injured. Playing alongside Freddie Sears. Yeah. Like, his mind's on another planet. Like, his finishing's like a joke. Like, he's currently, I think he's got about 8 goals in like 7 games or something crazy like that. I mean, I think when he was at Chatham, I used to like, because when I was at Maldon the season, because I was at Maldon the first season, they had that link to Colchester, so I used to train with Colchester quite a bit. Like Colchester under 21. So obviously Freddie Sears at that time used to like come down and train a bit with us. So I kind of knew Freddie Sears before he kind of came to Maldon. So off to a flying start. I think we're in the 3rd round preliminary of the FA Cup.
Yeah, and you've been starting a lot of games lately as well. Yeah. As you said, when you got your chance, you've been starting loads. So yeah, it's good because we've been talking, and there's been so many setbacks and unfair and just difficult moments in your career. But it's really nice to have you on in a moment where things look a lot more positive now. And you're definitely a part of a real project at Maldon. And hopefully a promotion. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. I mean, it's been like I said, at every club, fans are so welcoming to me. Yeah, I like to be respectful for wherever I go. I like to be well mannered, respectful, smiley, because you never know. Like, in a couple of years, I could be back at Southend. I could be back at a club where a manager that I've had before, he's the manager elsewhere. So it's always good to kind of leave that good impression. And
absolutely,
just like take every day by day and just kind of build on.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Terrell. That pretty much brings us up to where you are now at Maldon. Thank you so much. It's probably, I think it's been my longest podcast ever, but to be honest, there's just so much to talk about. You're only like 24, and it's just, you've had such so many clubs that you played for. So many cool experiences, like playing in Czech Republic and Lithuania and things like that. So there was so much to talk about. So I thought it might overrun a bit today, but I've really enjoyed it. Such a brilliant guest. Is there anything you want to say just before I end it?
Listen, if you need any tickets to a Maldon game, come in and see the facilities and come in and come again.
Yeah, cool. You know what? I've never received an offer like that on the podcast. So I might take you up on it.
No, we're good to see you. We're good to see you. Thank you very much for the podcast as well.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Terrell. It's been a guest that I've been really excited to have you on because, I feel like fans didn't really know the circumstance behind you leaving, and it's great to catch up with ex-players, and I feel like you were one that a lot of Southend fans still hold close to their heart. So
to be fair, you do get a lot of Southend fans and a lot of Harlow fans, like a lot of the younger boys. I do like some daily TikTok sometimes. So obviously, like, they love it. They love seeing like what I'm doing, and they love seeing like how I'm playing, or like what I do off the pitch. So like they always like say, "Oh, like Terrell, when is the next TikTok?" Or like, do you know what I mean? So it is nice to see and nice to kind of have that connection with the fans.
Brilliant. Well, thank you so much, Terrell. If anybody wants to, hopefully support Terrell at Maldon, feel free to go and watch some Maldon games, because I think it's going to be a good season for you. And as you say, some fantastic players there, including yourself.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Brilliant. Thank you, Terrell. If anybody did enjoy, please make sure to like, subscribe. Obviously, a bit of a longer one today, but why not? Why not? It's a new season of the podcast, so why not?
Thank you very much.
Terrell. Thank you for watching.